Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Nick. I'm Nick. I don't know why today was really hard to come up with a topic. I bounced around from a bunch of different ones. I've actually recorded probably 6 or 7 takes of this podcast, which is way more than I usually do. I've done 10 episodes total. But I usually just fire it off. Like I have a topic, I dive into it, and I rock and roll. It took me a while to land on this particular topic, and I don't really know why it took me a while, but it took me a while. It took me a little route to get here. But today, I'm going to spend a little time opining on Taylor Swift. I know, everybody else on the internet has done it as well. Everybody from Barstool Sports, which you would think would spend a little more time talking about sporting events, instead has spent quite a bit of airtime talking about Taylor Swift. From Barstool Sports to CNN, she is the media darling. I don't know that I've ever seen a negative word printed about Miss Swift. Never in a million years. Not that either of us have been alive for a million years. Now, before you wonder why I say both of us, she and I are both the same age. So when I was a freshman in college, she was just starting out her musical career, and it was an intriguing, this intriguing young blonde country artist. I was 18 years old. Why not? She was really my first celebrity crush. And the curiosity about her continued because she was constantly in the eye of the media, which was not unusual for, 18, 19-year-old celebrities. It's still not unusual. We still find them headlining our magazines. We find them headlining SNL. We find them doing all these sorts of things, which, good for them, but they do, they subject themselves to a lot of scrutiny. But the obsession with Taylor Swift runs deeper than just your normal celebrity. Take this most recent tour she's on right now, the Eras tour. Now, granted, I'm sure she puts on a fantastic show. I've never gone to see one, in fairness. But everybody's talking about how, oh my God, she's so amazing. Somebody posted on Instagram, Taylor, thank you for being everything we've ever needed. On Spotify, for those of you who aren't listening, I've cocked my eyebrow. Everything we've ever needed. Now we've listed Miss Swift against some very high standards. Some very high standards that she cannot, as a human being, possibly meet. I don't know that it's entirely fair to her that we hold her to these standards. I don't know that... It's interesting to me how she has gone from country star. She's changed genres, which more power to her, especially because she was so skillful at changing genres. I stand by her album 1989. Taylor Swift's 1989 is a phenomenal album. I've listened to songs since then. I haven't listened to an album since then. I just haven't. But the 1989 album was fantastic. But the reaction from crowds to her most recent tour leads me to question humanity's continuing sanity. And I don't mean this, I mean this not as an affront to Miss Swift, right? Like, I think she's working hard, really smart businesswoman. She's earned every penny she has. And she's done very, very well for herself. The obsession with her entire career catalog. And the reaction to her at this concert, again, the statement, "Thank you for being everything we've ever needed," bounces around in my head. I have a nascent thought here that's sort of rolling around in my head, and I don't necessarily enjoy the conclusion it's leading to, but it's sort of getting there. The main thrust of what many people say is the problem in our society is that we moved from, and this is maybe a simplification, right? We moved from a society that is freedom of religion to freedom from religion. And I think that's, whether you look at that one way or the other, what you're looking at is a completely secular society. That's, hey, society evolves, it moves away from things. I don't even know where I sit with my own religion today. That's a podcast for another day. But I have a religion. Like, I am not the center of my universe. No human is the center of my universe. Do I look at the reaction from some people to the Eras Tour and think, is she the center of the universe? Is she everything we've ever needed? The answer is no. She's a very skillful musical artist. She's a great performer. That is where her sphere of influence ends. If you cry out to Taylor Swift for help, she might hear you. She might give you some money. She might donate some time. She might sign a card and send it back to you. But does that help? And again, you don't take this as a disparagement of Taylor Swift. She, I don't think, asked for this. But we're doing it anyway. And maybe we do this with pop stars cyclically, right? Like maybe a new pop star comes up, they sort of seem like they become the center of the universe, and then eventually they fall away. And they don't fall away because they're bad people, they just fall away because they're human. But I am a little bit disturbed by this reaction to the Eras Tour. I had a conversation with someone the other day where they were talking about the Eras Tour and how she was performing for all these hours and she just kept going and going and going. And they were like, this has never happened before. And I said, yes, it has. What do you mean? What do you mean it's happened before? I'm like, well, Bruce Springsteen's been doing these kinds of shows for years and years and years and years. Garth Brooks did this kind of show very, very recently. Like, she's doing a great job. She's killing it on stage. But she's not the first to do it. And for that to translate from she's such a good performer, she's such a skillful performer, to she is everything. I don't know. The move into a secular society has left us without a center. And that's completely okay. Maybe humanity doesn't need a center. Maybe we don't want a center. The problem is, if you don't have a center, if you don't have anything that you put as the center, the thing that you can focus on, the thing that you can turn to and rest in, you do put something there. And if we put Taylor Swift there, that's ultimately not fair to her because it's not her job and she can't do that. I don't know. Something to think about and something to remember is that, again, and this is where the Taylor Swift discussion comes around to, if you don't have something at the center of your universe, you will put something there. If you don't have a God, you will have an idol. And I mean a God lowercase g. I don't mean God uppercase G. That's again, discussion for a different podcast. If you don't put something at the center of your universe, something will be placed there by your actions. Maybe it's dollars, maybe it's this or that. If Taylor Swift is there, I would highly rethink the level of fandom you have. I would walk it back. I don't know. That's my thought. Maybe it made sense. Maybe it didn't. I only had 10 minutes. I took 11. I rambled. It's okay. But this was 10 minutes with Nick. I'll see you tomorrow.